Good morning. Thank you for tuning in to Letha's Real Talk on the We Believe Podcast Network. I am Letha. So today we're going to talk about a very trending subject that's actually getting on my nerves, and I'm going to talk today about Will and Jada. Honestly, I'm tired of hearing about Will and Jada. Part of my problem is everybody has all of their insight and everybody has their opinions, and everybody is so tired of talking about Will and Jada, but yet and still a lot of y'all keep hitting the share button, and a lot of us are too busy being overly critical, in my most humble opinion, about Will and Jada. The problem is that this is what happens when you choose to live your life publicly, because these things has been happening in relationships for years. This is nothing new. I think that it is an unfortunate situation. I'm not here to put my spin on how their relationship is structured. I'm not here to critique what agreements or arrangements that they have, but my issue is when you allow the world to come into your life, these type of things can be expected. And too many people have become so handicapped by social media, by the cameras, by the news, by the tabloids. You know, we want to be more seen. We want to be more visible before everybody. And unfortunately, these things tend to happen. My heart goes out to the entire family. I think part of Jada's problem is that she is possibly an over attention seeker. Selfishly, in my brain, it's just all about Jada in my brain. And she's gonna do that. And when she reaches out to people, or people reach out to her for the interviews, it's good content, it's helping those people. She's just truly an individual who I feel like need to do some internal soul searching. Okay? She is a lost person who needs help. And people can only get help if they want help. What Jada is seeking right now is something that she's not going to find the true fulfillment in. And that doesn't justify anything that she does. I'm not justifying her disrespect. I'm not justifying her behavior. I'm not justifying her inability to even have a care or concern about the impact that it not only makes on her husband, but the impacts that it makes on their children. That I'm not justifying the fact that it's mentally frustrating, I'm pretty sure, for her husband. But what I am saying is that this is a woman who appears to be an overly spoiled brat that has been allowed to do things a certain way, and honestly, over the years, it has just gotten out of control. And everybody puts their spin on Jada as if she's the problem. Well, the problem sometimes is not the individual or the entity doing the thing. Sometimes the issue is if you allow yourself to remain like that. You know, who's saying that he's scorned? Who's saying that he's hurt? Who's saying that it's a problem for him? The world is out here saying that this is an issue and she shouldn't do this and she shouldn't be doing that. But a lot of the very people, a lot of you all who are talking, you all are doing the very things. You're just not publicly admitting that you're doing it. A lot of you all doing the same things. A lot of you all done dipped out on your husbands, your wives, and a lot of you got caught. And when people wanted to talk to you about it publicly, you didn't want to address it. But all of a sudden, Jada Pinkett is all out of line. All of a sudden, hey, Will Smith, I feel so sorry for him. Feel about any family that has been broken up. Feel sorry about anybody who has to live in the shadows of their significant other. Think about that. Think about everybody. The situation is even deeper than Jada and Will. It's truly deeper than that. But that's what happens when you idolize people and you make people your gods, because you're all so busy focusing on them. It's like that's all it is to talk about. Y'all are focusing on them like it's not other families that truly get impacted by this type of situation every single day. It's somebody right now that's crying because they're going through a turmoil or a tornado in their family. Somebody right now is trying to figure out what more can they do. Somebody right now is trying to figure out, how is it that I allow myself to tolerate and remain in this situation, all because of my love for this person, but yet and still I know this person loved me, but their actions are not reciprocating that. And that's what's throwing me off about this whole situation. I haven't watched her interviews. Okay, I don't even want to allow myself to get so caught up into what a selfish, spoiled person who takes no accountability for anything, because everything clearly, her behavior, from my understanding, is always somebody else's problem. She doesn't even take accountability for her own actions. So why does she get so much attention? Why are y'all so busy hitting the share button and making her more popular? She's hated, but she got to be somewhat liked because everybody still keep hitting the share button on the interviews. You hit the share button, you say it's garbage, but you're sitting there watching every word that she's sitting there saying. Y'all are sitting there watching it. So what does that say about the people who likes to watch the garbage? What does that say about the people who want to continue to elaborate on whatever it is that she's doing, on whatever it is that they got going on? And they're literally living in the public eye. And that's what bothers me sometimes with reality TV. See, reality TV allows a little bit too much in. Everybody want to know who you with. They want to know how you're doing it. They want to know everything. It's okay that we let the evil forces in to come up and destroy stuff and tear stuff up. This is what happens when we live out loud in front of the public. But publicly, I have a problem with those people who are so busy being overly critical when you all know good and darn well this is a lot of what a lot of y'all dealing with right now. Y'all just not going to publicly talk about it because you're too busy talking about somebody else's home. Y'all feel so sorry for Will, but y'all are adding to, if he's frustrated, the fact that y'all continue to share these interviews, y'all are adding to his mental state. Y'all are making him even more frustrated. It's just not her. She's not doing it alone. How else can a video go viral unless somebody else continues to hit the share button? You know what? When I feel sorry for stuff like that, I don't even listen to it. I don't even comment about it. Why am I going to share something and I can't stand it in the first place? Oh, it's deplorable, but yet and still, people are still sitting here hitting the share button. She don't get that kind of attention up out of me. She doesn't. What about other husbands and other wives? What about other children? What about them? What about other families, like I said, that's in this situation right here, right now? Everything ain't for everybody. That's my problem. All of your business, not everybody's business. But the moment you allow people to come in, you're gonna get that. Whose idea was it? You know, when you know, and I know people will say, well, you know, they're actors and they're this and they're this. It's hard not to be in the public eye. Well, you ain't got to let the public know everything. And you always ain't got to bring the public into your household. You darn sure ain't got no business bringing them up into your bedroom. So, you know, when you sit up here and you got to make it a point to show the public, to prove to the public who you are and who you're with and what you got going on, it's going to be a negative effect one way or the other. And my heart go out to the whole family. You know, my heart goes out to Will Smith. My heart really goes out to Jada. My heart goes out to their children. Yes, it does. But I am more concerned about which one had a fit to keep everything you do. You on family trips. You want to show everybody that y'all on the trips. You're going through this. You're going through this. And then you want to keep opening up stuff to the public. And we feeling sorry for a situation that has constantly been allowed. And then you have to wonder, why do people allow themselves to go through those situations? And there is no explainable reason as to why. There is no explainable reason. Everybody got their spin on how somebody ought to be in a relationship. Keep in mind that these are people who truly live in the public eye. My problem with the public, for everything that y'all do, they're gonna make their money. How is whatever they got going on taking care of what's going on in my home? How is that helping me? How are you adding value being so overly critical about this situation when enough people are not paying attention to the fact that she done got over catered to so much to the point to where it's done got out of control? She's like a darn 2-year-old throwing a temper tantrum. It's always a problem. Or she's acting like a teenager who done always had the tit in her mouth since she been in the world, and the moment people start holding her accountable, then it starts becoming a problem. But we feeling sorry though, right? But who do you feel sorry for? Truly, who do you feel sorry for? I feel bad for the entire family. But I'm not fixing to sit here and critique how they live their lives. I'm not fixing to sit here and try to ponder and pounder on Jada or Will or their children. We have to be very careful about who you sit up and talk about, because it could be you in the same position. Some of y'all going through this right now, you don't even know it, but somebody else know you're going through it. Some of y'all right now going through it and you don't even know it, and you're sitting up here talking about them. People go through stuff. Everybody deals and copes with stuff different. All of our attitudes and how we do stuff, we're totally different. You can't always try to come up with how you think somebody else how ought to deal with something if it's something you truly never dealt with in the first place. How do you all know that they haven't had discussions that it was okay for her to even do this in the first place? How do you all know that it's bothering him so much anyway? Why is it such an issue when they publicly live in the public eye and people go through this every single day anyway? So if it's something that I could encourage anybody to gather from this, pay attention to the fact that outside of whatever her selfish ways may be, or whatever his tolerance level may or may not be. This behavior is nothing new. It's been there the whole time. We're going to touch a little bit more after on this subject. We're about to hit a brief commercial break. Please join us here in a few seconds, and we'll be back with you shortly. Thank you.
Are you dreaming of becoming an entrepreneur, but you're not sure where or how to start? At Entrepreneurs Academy 101, our online program will guide you step by step on how to start and grow your own business. We offer courses such as how to write a business plan, how to create a budget, and so much more. Our online training program is designed for you to learn at your own pace, and there's no set order to complete this program. Because our academy is online, you have the choice to learn with a group, with friends, or individually. Upon completion of the entire curriculum, you will receive a certificate of achievement to acknowledge that you have completed the training needed to become a successful entrepreneur. So enroll today to design the life that you love. Contact your entrepreneur coach, Brenda Myers, at 601-672-0695 or visit our website at www.entrepreneursacademy101.com for more information.
Hello, we're back as we hit on the subject, Will and Jada, Jada and Will. Like I specified before the commercial break, as far as being so overly critical about what people go through in their families, I think people need to tread lightly with that. I really want to encourage all of us to tread lightly with being so critical about what it is that they're going through and how she continues to talk about whatever it is that she continues to talk about. You know, this is the problem once again, sometimes with the internet and sometimes with social media or sometimes with cameras in general. Okay. It's almost like for some people you shed that light on them, and some people may just become possessed in a selfish manner, possessed in an entitled manner. She may be entitled, but like I said, this is not new behavior. She didn't wake up like this yesterday or last week or 6 months ago. This is just who she clearly possibly have been for so long. And it's just coming more and more to surface, and she's becoming more confident in that, and she's becoming more comfortable in that. You know, now what I have watched, I haven't watched her interviews, her talking. So I've heard a few people, you know, put their spin on Jada. And once again, if she make y'all that sick, stop watching. If you don't like the show, change the channel. You're not adding to, you're not helping the situation out. Coming down on her. Do you know how hard it is for somebody to be going through something in a relationship? And my thing is, Will Smith doesn't need a reminder, let alone millions of reminders of the situation that he in. Do y'all understand how hard that is to go through that? Do y'all understand the embarrassment? And people want to put it all on her, but the more that any of us talk about it, it's not helping him out. It's truly not helping him out. And so if you truly care about somebody, or you truly empathize with them, or you know, you truly concerned about him, not only are people constantly reminding him what he's going through, do you know how hard it is to know what you got and for people to remind you what you got? He know what he dealing with. He know what he got. It is very antagonizing and frustrating and embarrassing. It is hurtful. Y'all probably don't even imagine the thoughts that's going through his head. Watching your interviews with other people talking about their relationship. And that's the problem. It's one thing for her and him to get up and talk about their stuff. But it amazes me how everybody else want to put their spin on it as if it is y'all right there and there. And then somebody going to come and say, well, I don't think she still got no business, doing all of that. And she doing too much. She may be doing too much. But do you know that that's hurtful? When you know that it appears to be, because we only know what we see. When it appears to be that he's constantly giving his all and it's still not enough. Do you know how hurtful it is for a person to be reminded that they will probably never even measure up to who and whatever it is? Do y'all know how hurtful that is? Some of y'all don't even know. And some of y'all going through it and don't even know you're going through it. And that's the kicker for me. Don't assume that out of your millions of people, some of y'all not even going through it. But yet and still you're sitting up talking about their relationship. Let me tell y'all something. And I'm not finna start bumping scriptures and stuff. But I want to challenge y'all to y'all need to start reading the Bible. Because there is nothing new under the sun. This stuff was happening back in the Bible day. If we would have had the technology now, way back then, it'll be a monster, baby. This don't even scratch the surface on some of the stuff that used to take place. Okay? So you want to get some good knowledge and some good learning and some good training and some good education. You need to go, whether you believe or not. This ain't about trying to make nobody, that's not. What I'm saying is considered, I believe, possibly the oldest book out there. Y'all might need to go get it and just start really reading in depth. Because it'll kind of help you understand things fast forward now into where we are today. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it acceptable. It's not giving anybody a pass. But I'm just encouraging people to ease up of being so critical and judgmental of whatever they got going on, because there's so many of the critical, over judgmental people that's